Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Catina Vibes. I'm totally Grizz. To my right, we got Muff Bunzo. How you doing, brother? Welcome back to the new episode.
Doing all right.
Welcome.
Sir.
What are we doing today, man? What are we talking about?
We are going to be rating Gen 1 Pokemon.
Gen 1 Pokemon.
We have no life.
We have no life. This is true. How long you been playing Pokemon for, man?
Too long. Next question.
How old are you?
I don't have to legally answer that question, sir. I know my rights.
I believe you do. All right. So, yes.
On this Cantina.
As Matt said, we are going to be doing the Gen 1 rankings. And I believe the idea is to rank every single gen in different episodes. Is that correct?
Eventually, yeah.
What is that? They got like, what, 6, 7 generations right now?
I want to say 7. I want to say 7 or 8.
Okay. Well, when we get to it, we get to it. But right now, we're on the original. I think it's 151 Pokemon. Am I correct on that assessment?
Yeah, 151. What is IX in Roman numerals? That's 11.
We're already showing our lack of public education here. Fucking hell. I don't know what IX is. Is it 7?
No, 9. I think there's 9.
Okay, so there's a 9 generation.
Just the one before that, Grookey, Thwacky, Scorbunny, all them is Generation V3.
Okay, cool.
It's 8.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there are 9 generations.
Okay, so
cut,
this is
post-cut.
All right, cool.
Post-cut, all that.
You don't have to say that.
Post-cut it. Post-cut it.
Cut it there. All right.
Cut it out.
So
cut it out. Your mom's a whore.
Can I get back to the episode? I hate this guy. Anyways, all right. So if you guys can look at the screen right now, cut it. Cut it.
Dude.
I slammed my desk and that shit went up. All right. You guys can see the screen right now. We do have a tier list. Thank you. I appreciate that. Matt, if you're looking at it, what is the top tier that a Pokemon can be entered as?
On every team. These are your boss-ass Pokemon. These are the creme de la creme. Pokemon would not be the same. Would not be the same without these Pokemon.
Excellent. Classic. You're pretty classic Pokemon. Pretty much anyone.
Yeah. Just it's. You're not necessarily bringing them out to battle, but they got to make the team. You
can ask a random stranger on the team on the road saying, "Hey, you know this Pokemon? Oh yeah, I know that one." Like, ever seen those on TikTok? We're like saying like, "Hey, I'll give you $1 for every Pokemon you name." These are classics.
Pokemon.
You know what I'm saying?
It's Pikachu. It's Clefairy.
Damn it. After that, we got bench warmers. Now, unfortunately, the bench warmers basically are there to kind of rotate between, what I currently have on the team. Maybe I'm not there at the current part of the game where I can capture the Pokemon.
I would say a bench warmer Pokemon example too would be like a Pokemon where the next evolution is a must have. So you've got to kind of have this guy incorporated at some point in your journey.
Right. Exactly.
It's like we're not going to put Charmander on the same tier as a Charizard, but Charmander's got to be on the team.
Right.
He might not be a starter, but he's got to be on the team at some point.
I agree. Next up, basically, these are Pokemon that like, hey, man, I only caught it just because I needed to fill up the back decks. I needed to complete the national decks.
It's going to be 50% of the fucking Pokemon in the game.
Pretty much. Especially once we get into the newer gens, like some of those Pokemon were just like, I guess I'll capture it if I have to.
Yeah. Or like how you had to get certain Pokemon to go through certain places, like what was it, Lapras or one like a Wailmer or whatever to be able to use Surf the first time or whatever.
Right.
But like I would never go out of my way. I mean, like Lapras is a pretty decent Pokemon, but like
right. And again, we'll cover that Pokemon once we get there. But the last tier that we have here, the bottom tier of this tier list, is does anyone actually use this one?
These are the Pokemon that are built like Marcel.
I would say more like Matt, because that man's chugging a bunch of water and that man still doesn't know how to lose weight. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Mark that note now. Mark the note now. By episode 50, I'll be in shape.
By episode 50, he's gonna have to take a picture on Instagram. Actually, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to take an Instagram picture already and post
that one got nullified. We talked about that. We talked about that bullshit.
Anyway, all right. Well, we'll talk about that on another episode. But for now, let's get right into it. So we're gonna go in the numerical order that they were introduced. So that's why they're kind of in order right now. No. Like Matt was saying, a lot of these Pokemon are kind of a little bit redundant just because they're in a line of evolution. And, we kind of just have to take that in consideration. We'll talk about each. We got 151, so I say let's get into it because I feel like there's going to be a lot of discourse between you and me. So
yeah, and there's going to be a lot of Pokemon that are just,
exactly.
Terrible.
Absolute dog poo-poo. All right, so first one, Bulbasaur. I'll let you start it off because I think I already know where I would put this guy.
I love the starter Pokemon,
mm-hmm.
but of the three, Bulbasaur honestly is probably my least favorite.
Okay.
And that's just personal bias, but he's definitely got to be on the bench. He's a classic. He's a classic guy.
So is he a classic or a bench warmer for you? Me personally,
for me, classic is like a Pokemon you cannot omit from the team, but you're not necessarily running him in your first 5.
Okay, well you got to realize this too. If we're gonna be doing that, you got to realize there's only 6 slots on your team. So I think that is a criteria to me, but I think a Pokemon could still be a classic without necessarily being on your team, because I feel like classics are Pokemon that, hey, this is a pretty top tier, like almost top tier Pokemon because people recognize this one. They realize who this one is. They can probably name it without really botching the name.
Yes, I agree with that, but we're not making this list for everybody else.
Exactly. We're making it for you and me. And I think it's a classic Pokemon. If I'm being honest with you, I can already tell you the 3 starters are going to be classic for me.
If that's how we're going to do it, yeah, but I mean, that status does not get given with evolution.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I show up again, we'll go into Ivysaur next, but with Bulbasaur, I think it's an automatic classic.
Yeah, we'll put him in classic.
And then we'll talk about the evolution as it's coming up. So, like you said, the teenage step of the evolution line, Ivysaur.
Now, this might be controversial for me, from my standpoint, but I think that's a need for the Pokedex.
Just needed to complete for the Pokedex?
I'm not a fan. I love Charmeleon. I love War Turtle. Ivysaur's kind of mid to me.
I'm not disappointed about that. I won't argue on that one. I think this one just.
I mean, like realistically, I like Bulbasaur. I love Venusaur, but like if the only option was to have Ivysaur, I'd be like, nah, fuck it.
Right. I feel you. I don't disagree with you. I think with Ivysaur, I think he has the worst rep of the 3 original starters, because Charmeleon, you saw him in the anime. Charmeleon, he's cool.
Yep. Those guys kind of got goated by how they fit into the narrative of Pokemon the anime show. But just for me personally, like I also like you're gonna see some Pokemon that I like just because of how they look.
Right. No, I agree.
If we're going based off looks too with Ivysaur, the other thing is like it looks stupid.
Nah, it basically just looks like a War Turtle, or I'm sorry, a Bulbasaur who didn't get a cut in a while.
Yeah, it's a Bulbasaur with the red rocket. You know, he's just
what?
He's just ready to go. He's all
Pause.
Yeah.
These Pokemon.
I'm gonna come.
Oh, fucking hell, dude. All right, we're moving on. Next, the final evolution of the first one, Venusaur.
He's got to be on every team.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like if you were to have, I think a lot of times
if I were able to start the game with all 3 starter 3 evolutions, I'm doing it.
Same. And even since you can't start with all 3, I think at some point you want all 3 of them as your final Pokemon on your team, because bro, in the early games it was such a simple game, none of this IV stuff, none of this terrestrializing or gimmick shit.
But it also was very functional because you needed grass cut to cut the tree or whatever that was in the you know what I'm talking about, that part of the game where you have to go to the forest.
Right. No, I feel you.
To get like special treasures and TMs and stuff like that as well.
I got you.
So I think just based on, I mean, it's based on a lot of factors: nostalgia, usability, badassery, good looking, like functionality.
No, I'm
I
not
think
disagreeing.
I think unfortunately Bulbasaur got a little bit more press than Venusaur or Ivysaur, but then it kind of just seemed to skip over Ivysaur, and then Venusaur came along and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah, like we love him."
No, for sure. No, for sure. And I agree. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're on the same page right now. Now, since we're on the same page, I like to throw you a curveball, and I feel like these next 3 picks, I can already sort them out for you. If you give me a shot.
For me,
let me take a shot first. Let me take your shot.
On my standpoint.
Yeah, where you would probably put them all. Okay.
Okay.
These are not the final settings. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty close.
Okay. How would you reorganize?
I was gonna say there could be an argument made that Charmeleon is the same level as Ivysaur. There could be. Now, the only reason that I would argue that, or argue in favor for that, would be the fact that you don't really gain a whole lot going from Charmander to Charmeleon to Charizard, really. I mean, everybody's goal is, I'm getting Charmander because I want Charizard.
Right.
And I love Charmander.
Right.
Nobody's like, oh, I gotta have that fucking Charmeleon card, bro. I gotta have it. Gotta have it. That would be the argument I'm making, but I still think he's benchwarm.
All right. So you basically, I get what you're saying, and I think
I agree with that. But I think if we do need to eventually move him down to just to complete, I'm okay with that.
I think we can stick with this because we have to compare with the rest of its company. Like, who else is on this level, right? And the reason why I put him on Benchwarmer, not with Ivysaur, it's not a lot, right? But the reason why I didn't put him on the same level as Ivysaur was because of different factors like nostalgia. For me, I don't know if you watch the anime as much as like when it came out, but I remember Charmeleon being such a dickhead to Ash. Yeah. So like that's why he's such a pivotal memory.
Think about it. But if you think about it too, that also showed the ingenuity of that of the creators of Pokemon. Was like, Charmeleon's the teen phase. He's growing up. He's gonna be an angsty little asshole because he's trying to get his place in this world.
Right, exactly.
And he's got to teeter that line between like, hey, I'm a cute little lizard with the fucking flame tail, and hey, boom, I'm gonna be a fucking dragon.
Yeah, right. No, for real. I mean, if you look at it design wise, it is super simple. It's literally a Charmander who got a little bit sunburned. He got a bump on the head and forgot to trim his nails. That's basically what he looks like. Exactly.
And he's grumpy.
Exactly. He got sunburned. Right.
Yep.
And obviously, I think with the 3 originals fully evolved Pokemon, they're going to be on every team. Charizard is in every iteration of the game.
I will say though,
you just want to be controversial. That's what you want to be.
This is controversial, but it's also, it hurts me to say this, but it's just the reality of where we've become.
Okay.
I think Charizard is heavily overrated nowadays. In the fact that like you get people who are just like, oh, I love Charizard. Why? Well, I don't know. It's Charizard.
Right. Now,
like,
why do
people feel almost compelled to love Charizard?
Because it's a cool Pokemon.
Right.
When you say overrated, in what sense? Like competitive wise, usability, or just in general, just overrated?
I would just say in general, because like for me, he and Blastoise would kind of be on the same level in terms of just like how much I love them. But like everybody just slurps fucking Charizard, bro. Like I mean, and it's obvious that they've banked off of majority of their shit. He's got a UPC. He's in like every other set. He's the most valuable card other than Pikachu. You know what I'm saying? Like he's kind of outshined Pikachu by this point, in my opinion. Which is crazy to think about because that would be like Daffy Duck outshining Mickey Mouse.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm
saying? I can see where you're coming from. I think I saw an earlier TikTok about the similar argument where Charizard's a little overrated, but everyone still's gonna use him because it's a fucking dragon. But
it's a fucking fire-breathing dragon. Like,
exactly. Right. So
Like, I apologize for the slander, but like, if you're not using Charizard in Pokemon, you're fucking something is wrong with your brain.
there you go. There you go. That's a better way to put it. No, I feel you, man. I mean, hey, that's why he's on every team. That's why he's on every team. And again, we're just looking at the Kanto.
Now let me be in charge of the next.
All right, go ahead.
Squirtle, classic.
Okay.
War Turtle, bench warmer.
Okay.
Blastoise, every team.
Again, I agree with this. This is I feel like the only one that got shafted here, didn't get shafted, but like in the original sense of like people don't really talk about is the Bulbasaur line. Mm-hmm. You know, because here in the States it was red and blue, not green, red and blue. I know in Japan it was green and red, I think.
Yeah.
And then we got yellow later on as like a Pikachu edition, but
yeah.
But no, I completely agree with this. I have no more to say on this one. Now
this is gonna be where it gets fun, because I can give you the next 6 right now.
Okay, buddy, we need to relax there, buddy. They're basically the same Pokemon, man. One's a butterfly, one's a bee. So, so you tell me, where does Caterpie go?
Bottom.
I agree.
Useless.
I would say
complete Pokedex, because he's still functional. He's kind of a cool little caterpillar.
Right. He's cute.
Like, he's definitely the coolest. He's the coolest caterpillar we've got.
100%. 100%. I can already tell you that this Weedle guy, I know we're skipping right there.
No. If we're putting Caterpillar up on needed, then we're putting Weedle up on needed.
Oh no, I disagree with that. So we're gonna come back to that one in a bit.
Okay, we can come back to that one because we're gonna have a disagreement upon the next 3.
I'm gonna flame you. I'm
gonna tell you right now though, Metapod does not need to be like, just take Metapod and put him in the trash can on the side of this.
Just yeet him out of there.
Literally, just take his bitch ass and
Nah, I feel you on that one.
He is absolute ass.
Doo-doo. Now, we're kind of going back and forth, but they're basically very similar Pokemon. Kakuna.
I would say Kakuna doesn't like. I like Kakuna in concept. I like the design of Kakuna.
Okay.
I think Kakuna is a cool looking Pokemon.
Right.
That being said, he is utterly useless in actuality.
This is true. I like his design. So I would say let's do this too. Let's get more deep. Let's have Kakuna over Metapod in this tier.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh,
okay.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
and then if we're gonna do that, then classic Bulbasaur is going all the way to the right. And Venusaur's all the way to the right.
All right, cool. Butterfree.
Useless.
I think it's a classic, man. I hate
Butterfree.
Well, why?
See, this is where we're gonna disagree here.
I know. Because
me personally, I never used Butterfree.
Okay.
I had other bug Pokemon that I loved, so it didn't really come across to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with putting him in needed for the Pokedex, but I'm not putting him any higher.
Man, I gotta disagree with that one, man.
He's not going on anywhere near my fucking team.
I'm not saying
I'm getting him,
but that's why we have a separate tier.
Because why is he going classic?
Because I feel like he's such a classic Pokemon because it is the first bug.
If that's how we're doing that, then classic needs to be below Benchwarmer. Because Benchwarmer means I'd put him on the team. I'm not necessarily putting fucking Butterfree on my goddamn team.
The reason why here's the reason. The reason why I have classic over Benchwarmer is because classic is that top level knowledge that any generic person can understand Pokemon. Benchwarmers are like, who are these Pokemon?
I guarantee you right now, if we walk the streets and showed a picture of Butterfree to 50 people, 5 people would know who he is. 5.
See, you're very disloyal to the Butterfrees. And
I'm not.
You're willing to disrespect Butterfree and then make a huge ass legal class action lawsuit for this fucking disgusting worm.
I'm saying if we're putting Caterpie on Pokedex, then we put Weedle on Pokedex.
No, because oh my god, man. Okay, you can't have both. You got to have one or the other. So you either let me put Butterfree on Classic, or you can keep.
If I have to throw Weedle to does nobody use to get fucking Butterfree on Pokedex, then fuck it, do it. I'll take that trade any day because that Pokemon is fucking just.
You're such a dumbass, I swear. You don't understand the concept of this tier list.
You don't understand the concept of Pokemon.
I made this concept.
If you are not with me on this next one, then I'm leaving this call.
Go ahead, I guess. Beedrill, where does he go?
Beedrill is a bench warmer.
A bench warmer?
He's bench warmer or classic based off nostalgia.
No. Okay, now you're using your personal fucking...
Is that not what you just did for Butterfree?
Exactly, and look where you're making me put him. You're making me put him just as the Pokedex.
Look where you made me put Weedle.
Because no one fucking cares about Weedle. Everyone hates Weedle. Is the most...
Nobody gives a fuck about Butterfree.
So, let me ask you. In Gen 7, whichever of the ones were making everything giant, who had a Gigantamax form? Butterfree. Case closed. I win. Bucket go boom. Let's go. Okay? He is more relevant than a fucking disgusting pin needle worm. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
All I'm saying is in the first 3 generations, the second best bug Pokemon behind Scyther is Beedrill.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying you're fucking making the claim that Beedrill is a classic Pokemon. Because again, classic, the way I described it was, hey, fucking normies.
More people know who Beedrill is
than
Butterfree.
Okay, so you're just saying that because it's you.
Depending on whether or not they've gone that deep into the anime, because Butterfree did get sucked off in the anime.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It got sucked off so hard, it literally made the main roster for the original Pokemon.
I'm telling you, in the game and in the card, in the TCG, Beedrill is huge.
Okay, but that's why I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is we're gonna have to redefine these rules for the next gen. Look. Again, Beedrill is a bench warmer to me.
We're not really going to, because I'm literally just going to be like my favorite.
Basically, that's why I'm arguing with them. And the good thing is that I have the fucking full control of the mouse.
I can leave too. You can fucking host your own podcast.
Thanks, I will.
Catina Vibrators, Marcel.
Exactly. Sponsored by Adam and Eve. This guy. He's already having a brain aneurysm. All right. Anyways, again,
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna disable those for you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. All right, PG.
PG. See, here's the hard thing, because in the animes, he's kind of a classic.
See,
little bit original. Like first, I'm talking like beginning of the season. Once we find more Pokemon, and he's gone.
Okay, Pidgey.
I don't have a whole lot of love for him.
Okay, and this is where I think I can sway you. I feel like a lot of the early Pokemons, besides a few, are complete fodder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can make an argument between this and this, but I feel like Pidgey is a little bit higher. No disrespect to Pidgey. I feel like he's just a Pokedex.
I'm putting Pidgey on Pokedex.
Okay.
Because he's functional. He's functional, like... He's definitely the first bird I'm catching if I'm playing Classic.
Of course. And I say he's higher than Caterpie, but lower than Butterfree.
I'll let you have that one because Beedrill's on Benchwarmer. Because if it were up to me, I'd put Beedrill on. Well, he'd be next below like the favorites list.
No, I feel you. Now
Pidgeot.
No, this is Pidgeotto.
No, Pidgeotto is the final.
This is Pidgeotto. Do we have to look at this thing?
Look it up. Pidgeot is the middle.
Pidgeotto. Boom. Right there. I'm right. You're wrong. Shut the fuck up. Okay. This is Pidgeotto.
It's pretty much the same fucking bird after Pidgey.
Well, obviously, except
I'm wrong.
Except he got highlights. Okay.
Okay. And fucking Cristiano Ronaldo 2017. Cool.
Right.
I'm gonna put Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto, I think, could be classic.
Okay.
Based on the anime, because he did get sucked off pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, I really don't hold a lot of love for that group of birds until you get to Pidgeot.
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
Because of functionality.
Right.
Because like Pidgeotto is pretty cool, but he gets clapped.
I would say like if we're playing the original games, Pidgeotto is a classic.
Pidgeotto gets a classic, but Pidgeot goes benchwarmer.
I don't know, man.
I would say benchwarmer or complete Pokédex.
Which no, that's disrespectful. Because Pidgeot, for most of my interactions, Pidgeot was on every team because he was like the strongest flying bird. The argument,
you can make an argument.
I was saying, of this entire roster that we have left, what other flying Pokemon are you going to use? That's going to be nasty, quick, resourceful, and ready to go.
Dodrio.
I don't know what game you played, man, and you bought.
No. Other flying Pokemon, like for serious.
Like exactly who are you going to use on the sale? Aerodactyl.
Flying Pokemon, yes.
I would say it's okay.
Porygon Cycle.
I would say. Fine. I'll give you a bench warmer because the reason being is because he's what you're gonna use. Hold on. Let me finish.
Here's what I would say.
Hold on. Let me finish. You're gonna use him, and he comes a little bit towards endgame because you need to go to the 7th gym just to revitalize him. So he's definitely a bench warmer.
If you're gonna do that, then I'm using Scyther too. Flying grass or flying bug.
We haven't gotten there, buddy. Relax.
I'm just saying. You asked me. Here's why I will say that Pidgeot gets bench warmer instead of classic, because if Pidgeotto was the final evolution, he'd be on every team for me. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
I have more love for Pidgeotto than I do Pidgeot.
Mm-hmm.
So Pidgeotto's got to be higher for me. That's just where I'm coming from.
No,
but I'm not trying to disrespect Pidgeot because he's still one of the best birds in the game.
Yeah, exactly. In this particular game, and the
but
I guess
taking Ho-Oh over
him. We're not even in that generation, buddy. Again, the only reason why I say Pidgeot could you make it? Maybe I'm not the right guy to make the argument, but I feel like on every team is because in the Kanto DLC, like after game story for the next generation, when you fight Red, he has Pidgeot. He has these 3 guys on every team.
We're talking
and this
about
guy.
Next generation?
No, I'm telling you the Kanto, which is this generation. He only has this generation Pokemon. In most runs of Pokemon, like the first generation, people have Pidgeot as their final bird Pokemon. That's the only reason why I say he's up here. But again, I can see where you're saying Aerodactyl could come in clutch late game on every team. But he's better than Beedrill. All right, Rattata.
I mean, fuck, Charizard's a flying Pokemon.
True. Rattata. Or Ratta, whatever is what is his name?
Rattata. Rattata. He's a fucking, you know what? Hold on. One time for the one time.
Exactly, yes. And can we agree that this disgusting abomination? Really? I was going to say just needed to complete the Pokedex. Why?
I have no desire to level up Rattata to get that fucking fat Ratatouille.
Well, that's why you need to do it just to complete the Pokedex. That's the only reason you would have him. Yeah, did I miss something?
If you want to leave him there, leave him there. Leave him there if you want to.
I have him below everyone right now in this tier.
Because I just really want to get to the next one.
Okay, you let me have it then. Cool. All right, Spearow. I completely forgot this bird. Pokedex. Not even dog doo-doo?
Pokedex above Caterpie.
This guy above Caterpie? Okay, and then Fearow?
Because Fearow is dog shit and put him in the pond.
Now, I would say that Fearow is above all these 3 guys, except for Kakuna, just because he has a cool design.
Yeah, Kakuna looks cool. the tragedy of Darth Spearow. They went and they said, okay, let's give him an evolution. And then that evolution got Down syndrome, and they didn't give him a third evolution like Pidgeot.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so he got shafted, right?
Majorly.
Because he's the little bird that couldn't. Because Spearow by himself is I'm taking Spearow over Pidgey, but Spearow
Unfortunately.
loses because he got shafted by the fucking.
So you're saying Spearow overlooks over Pidgey?
Spearow overlooks Pidgey, in my opinion.
Okay. I'm not arguing with that. I can agree with that. All right, Ekans.
I loved Ekans growing up. I think Ekans is a classic Pokemon.
I'm gonna disagree with that. You can't have both, because I would say Arbok is a more classic. Because we're going to Arbok soon, and Arbok is an instant classic because of the anime.
Here's what I'm saying. Ekans is a classic because Arbok is on every team.
Meaning he is a classic. Wait, no.
On
every team.
Yes, sir. The poison from Arbok early game, bro.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you a chance to hold up. Let me. I'm giving you a chance to make your case. You better make it good, because you got me on the reel, but you have to reel me in nice and smooth for me to agree with what you're about to say.
Here's my thing. When I was playing, I always got Ekans just because Ekans is a classic. You gotta have Ekans. You gotta have a snake. He's the first snake. They made Ekans kind of derpy looking, and then they gave us. You're like, you know what? Arbok. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at Arbok. Arbok is sick, dude. He's by far the best snake Pokemon we've received. Period. Hands down. But the other thing I loved about Arbok is he's the first real Pokemon, unless you kind of spec'd out Venusaur, the first real Pokemon that just shits on people with the poison damage. So you could start out with Arbok, even though he's not going to be like an OP Pokemon, start hammering on the poison damage. Arbok dies and fucks off, but your enemy's taking damage the rest of the battle. So I'm saying Arbok's on every team because he saved my ass. That's what I'm arguing. And he's the best snake we have. And if that means that we don't put Ekans in Classic, I'm okay with that. Put him on benchable.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you sold me. Okay. Because here was my original. Originally I was gonna say this. Originally.
Yeah.
But you convinced,
and that would have been okay. But for me, my whole thing is just like, I loved Arbok for the poison, and I love Beedrill for the poison. And I know you're not going to give me Beedrill on every team, even though I personally, early game, would have Beedrill on every team. But Ekans and Arbok made every team. I went out of my way to catch Ekans, even though he's a derpy little fucking gutter snake.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Yeah. All right. Next up, mascot of the whole universe, Pikachu. Classic. Every team or classic? This is a debatable one.
I will say classic.
Okay.
In the fact that, scroll down on your Pokemon list. When I went for electric, and I wanted a badass electric, my two favorites were Electabuzz and Jolteon. So and Zapdos, obviously, you got to go with those three, either of those three for electric, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, functionality-wise, I would rather have Raichu starting on every team.
I think Raichu...
You have to give Pikachu Classic because Pikachu is Pokemon.
Yeah, and I'd say he outshines every single one here.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's close with Charmander, and it's really close with Squirtle for me, personally. But I just have to keep it realistic.
You got to keep it realistic. Right, exactly. Now, Raichu, with your earlier comment with how there's other electric Pokemon,
here's my thing. Here's my thing. He's on every team as if you're able to get Pikachu earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be your main electric.
Right.
But if you have Electabuzz, Zapdos, and Jolteon available to you, you don't need Raichu. So I'll leave him at bench 1 based on that.
Here's where I get controversial with you. Hear me out.
No.
If I'm playing my second go around at the game and I know what's coming up, I'm going to capture a Pikachu because it's the mascot. It's cute. It's adorable. Pikachu, all that jazz. But Raichu is just for the Pokedex. Not down here. I would say up here, man. Because if I'm being realistic, I'd rather look at this lovable mouse than this ugly rat. And I cannot see.
I am 1,000% against you.
I'm sorry, man. I can't do it.
If we're putting him on Pokedex, so here's where I would I will agree with you and let him be mid tier. He's bubble benchwarmer, and he's top tier complete Pokedex. There's no fucking reason Ivysaur's in front of him. Not a damn reason. And that's just if you have to look at that on functionality alone. Ivysaur is not in front of him.
Okay. Yeah, because Ivysaur, you got another Pokemon to go to. Raichu, that's the end of the line right there.
Yeah, 800 fucking grass Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay. But do you see like where I'm coming from? I know it's controversial, and I'm not trying to change your opinion, but this is where I'm coming from.
You think Raichu's ugly? Cool. That doesn't faze me because I think Venusaur's ugly as fuck, but he's still a badass Pokemon.
No, I know what you're saying though. But like you said, there are cooler electric Pokemon coming up, and if we're comparing everything, again, this guy's not moving. Right, this guy's movable.
We can play both sides of that too, because then you can just make a fucking argument that Abracadabra and Alakazam have to be top tier because they're the only psychic badass Pokemon. You know what I'm saying?
But we look at every. Well, I got you, but
you know what I'm saying. Like you can't. That's a two-sided argument there. But yeah, we're good where we're at.
All right, cool.
We're good where we're at.
All right.
I just think that if we're gonna be respectful to Raichu, who he is as a Pokemon, he needs to be bottle. He needs to be bubble level bench.
All right.
And that might end up.
We're definitely going to be doing some rearrangements at the end, but I think I'm happy with this one. All right, Sandshrew.
Here's where
I'm indifferent.
There are people who are classic Sandshrew.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. He's all right. He's kind of cute. But in all reality, he's pretty fucking useless.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because I would much rather have Sandslash on my team. But in order to get Sandslash, you have to catch Sandshrew. So I'm arguing that he's bottom tier Pokedex completion. Does anybody use him
below Eradicate?
High tier. I would put him below Kakuna.
Wait, shit.
I would put him below Kakuna as like a bubble. He's like a bubble Pokedex Pokemon. Like the only reason I'm catching,
if he's a bubble,
the only reason I'm catching Sandshrew is to get Sandslash.
Right, but if he's a bubble, then he's got to go above Kakuna.
Yes and no. They both can be bubbles. I just like how Kakuna looks more than Sandshrew, so that's why we had him left.
Okay, so I'm gonna move these guys around depending on, and this is all gonna be on you now, where you would rank Sandslash. I won't change your mind, but I'm going to move these guys depending on where you tell me to put him.
Honestly, for me, I think he's bottom tier benchwarmer.
Bottom tier, below Ekans?
Because I like to be able to work him into a team if I need to.
Okay, below Ekans? Below Beedrill?
That's hard because I think Ekans is on that list because he's a classic.
So he's got to be below the whole list of this team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the case. Kakuna goes up here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Nidoran, girl version. I would say just... It feels like we're just putting a bunch of these like early starter Pokemons at the beginning. Why are you the way that you are?
When was one time you heard somebody go, "Oh, I need that Nidoran"?
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm just gonna keep it a brick with you. Nobody gives a fuck about female Nidoran until it gets to Nidoqueen. Nobody gives a fuck about male Nidoran until it gets to whatever the fucking button.
But
It looks badass.
But at the beginning of the game, what are these are probably the two most sought out Pokemon in the beginning of the game because they're so different, because there is a catch to them. There is a literal gender difference between the female and the male, which is why
then, let me do it like this. You rank it how you want to, but if Nidoran female is above male, then you're wrong.
No. I completely agree with you. Nidoran male is above female, but I believe
I'm gonna be real with you. I think both of them are in Pokedex.
These guys?
Yes.
Yo, 100%. I agree. So, here's the deal. I would say this guy's cooler than these two. Above
Spearow.
Okay, cool. And this one?
I think she's below Pidgey.
Below Pidgey?
Yeah.
Okay, works for me. Now, mid tiers.
I think they're both cool. So I'll let you put them where you want. I'm indifferent.
This is where I get more controversial, bro. I say they're poo-poo. Like, no one thought, like, again, you like these because they're at the beginning, like, oh, they're so cool. The mid ones, no one gives a fuck. And then the Nidoqueen, Nidoking.
I'm okay with them being poop, but Nita, whatever that one is, needs to be above Rattata. She does too, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why Metapod's still in the middle. He's literally the most useless Pokemon. Other than Psyduck. I'll get there. Now, this one's hard because I would make an argument that Nidoking is a bench warmer. Bottom tier, but a bench warmer.
Where would you put Nidoqueen?
Actually, you know what? If we've got Raichu at Pokedex, because he's on the bubble, I say Nidoking goes right next to Raichu.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Nidoking was such a heavy hitter in the early games. He's on every team. I would say that Nidoqueen is a bench warmer and Nidoking is on every team. Because of stats alone, it has such a versatility.
I can give you that stats, but here's the thing, right? Scroll down on your Pokemon. You're taking my man Nidoking over Rhydon or Rhyhorn?
Yes. Those two are inseparable. Like, you can pick one or the other. And remember, we're not picking only 6 up here. I'm just saying, on most teams, you're gonna have a Nidoking in your early gen. Nidoqueen could be a bench warmer.
I'll give you that early gen, but as soon as I get Golem or Rhyhorn or Rhydon, I'm taking out Nidoking. And that's just on me. That's on me favoriting the poison style for Arbok.
Okay, I got you on that one. But what I'm saying is, like, again, we got so many Pokemon to go to. So let's consider that everything is gonna be in there.
Let's put him top tier. He's top tier, but on the bottom, on the right side. She is a bench warmer in front of Arbok or Ekans.
No, I would say she's above Pidgeotto.
Okay, then she's above Pidgeotto, but then she's above Pidgeotto, then Beedrill's in front of her.
Nah, I can't, bro.
Yes.
No. There's no way Beedrill goes above everything. Because
above her?
Yes, because Nidoqueen, she has almost similar stats to Nidoking. The only reason why she's a bench warmer is, bro, you don't need a Beedrill.
Early game, you might.
That's why he's a bench warmer. But she's a better bench warmer than he is. Guarantee people will agree with me. Because
I want to fucking do a poll now.
Let's do a poll. I'm going to put a poll on the YouTube. I'm going to put a poll. Who do you prefer? Nidoqueen or Beedrill?
This one's a controversy.
I'm going to keep it like that because I'm in charge right now. When we set up your PC, then we can go back and forth.
She's not above Pidgeotto or Pidgeot for me.
Okay, I'll give you
based
that
on
one.
the argument. Based on the argument you made for Pidgeot being on Benchwarmer and not in just.
Oh, this is a Pidgeot. My bad. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, cool. All right. Clefable.
I'm gonna get controversial here. I'm
gonna let you handle this one because I am indifferent to this one. These next two, I'm indifferent. I agree. The thing went flying. Okay.
I would put Clefairy all the way to the right.
No.
Behind Nidoqueen.
Behind Nidoqueen?
Behind the Nidoran.
The reason behind the Nidoran.
Hear me out.
Okay, I'm gonna give you.
Put her there. Put her there. Because her big brother is going right next to Kakuna. So she gotta go. She gotta move.
The only reason I would say this one goes in front.
I'm
not arguing.
Who goes, oh, I want to catch Clefairy.
Let me speak, man. You like to interrupt like a bitch. Again, I'm not gonna change it. Relax with that, bro. The reason why I would have made an argument, I'm not gonna change it. The only reason I would have made an argument is because of its cuteness factor. I feel like a lot more people would agree that this one they would have more than Nidoran. But believe it is.
Es como una de las chalupas de son blancas.
Yeah, you're trying so hard to speak Spanish, man. It's not working for you. Stop.
This fucking Clefairy and Clefable look like the fat fucking mothers, the fat fucking 16-year-old teen moms you find in fucking Walmart out fucking Arkansas in the parking lot.
Well, in our experience, man, that
Target,
Target,
you fucking roadhead.
That Target is right behind us, bro. Jesus. Okay, next one up.
Do not disrespect Kakuna. Kakuna is staying top tier.
No, man. No.
Kakuna is staying top tier.
No. She's this one. I don't know what this one is. Clefairy?
Bro, no, fuck you. Clefable's useless. At least you can use Kakuna as a butt plug.
Okay, see, that's where I completely threw your argument outside the window. This one is okay. The reason. Here's my kind of argument to you. This one, you told me to put them all the way at the end. This and this are the same photo, except this one has a better Photoshop edit to it. That's why he's so top here, just by design alone. No. Yes, just by design alone, this is why he's been so top tier for this fucking category. Which, mind you, this is all dog shit. I don't know why we're arguing so much about dog shit here. This one is at least, I think,
because in a pinch, I could take Kakuna and fucking yeet him at somebody, knock him the fuck out.
Congratulations! I'm gonna fucking get a Firo and just grab it off mid-air and just eat it.
Hey! You can't kill Kakuna in 2 turns. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, man. Okay.
You're gonna fucking use Harden. Just keep using Harden.
Okay. So that means this man comes up here with him.
No, you put that fucking stupid little papaya banana looking fucker down there.
All right, then. Let's just leave it as it is and move on.
Fuck you.
Vulpix.
Classic?
I would say classic. Now, where on the classic tier list? Is it below the Ash starters? Okay. I would agree. Just because...
She's in there for nostalgia.
For nostalgia and for what's coming up next. Ninetales.
Yes. Every team. I
would say...
But she's far right.
No. Yeah. Okay, I agree. All right, Jigglypuff. I would say classic. Jigglypuff.
I would say classic, but in terms of wanting it, needing it, caring about it, but I will give it its respect in classic based on the anime and how beloved it is by other people. I'll let him sit in classic all the way to the right.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's like the reason why I don't want to put him any lower is because these two are disrespectful. Benchwarmer, I don't really see where I would need this guy. And the only reason it's classic is because, again, bro, he kept fucking around with the guys every time he put everyone to sleep. It's such a classic part of the anime. So he's at the very bottom.
Classic, Wigglytuff goes poo-poo tier. We did not need a evolution for her. That's my argument.
That you didn't need it.
At all.
I just...
I put it high tier. Does anybody actually use this one? Because it has a purpose for people that like Jigglypuff.
I would,
and it is cute.
I would say, because I'm trying to remember the game. There is a specific gym leader or Elite Four member that has it, and it's annoying.
It's annoying because it's a fucking more powerful Jiggly shit.
Meaning that he has some merit. Not necessarily saying
But
that I'm using
the merit is gifted to him by letting him sit in Classic and not on fucking Just Needed. That's my merit. That's the merit that I'm willing to give that fucking Pokemon, because I hate it with such a passion that it is a staple in the game of you having to get around it, and it has a functionality if you just want to be a dickhead and put everybody to sleep. But outside of that, I think they're both useless as fuck.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it at that then.
Just my opinion.
Our favorite cave monster, Zubat.
Pokedex.
Pokedex. I would say he's above
right
Raticate, but he's above him. He's above him. As annoying as he was, he's a classic. Golbat. I think he's a bench warmer.
This is where I get
Hey, there we go. Yo, clap it up for the boys.
I was gonna get controversial and be like he's a bench warmer, but
no, I think he's a bench warmer.
There's no controversy needed.
No,
I think he's earned his respect being a badass version of Zubat.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now, this is where we might argue placement. Where does he go? I think he's above Ekans, but below Beedrill.
Above Ekans. I think he's above Ekans.
Okay.
But, I'm not going to disrespect Beedrill like that, because if it's between Beedrill or Golbat, I'm choosing Beedrill. But if
I would
it's
agree.
between Beedrill and Crobat, I'm going Crobat.
Yeah, exactly. But we're not there yet. So this is why we're taking away Crobat for the fact and just keeping it like. And I agree. I would have rather have a Beedrill than a Golbat. All right, Oddish. These next lines are.
We might be controversial here.
Why would you say that?
So here's how I'm ordering these three.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oddish is Pokedex.
Okay. I'm
giving Gloom Classic.
Gloom's a classic.
Gloom's a classic.
Okay. Vileplume.
And then Vileplume is who the fuck cares?
I would say he's.
I could see putting him mid. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. Give him some respect in that bullshit tier.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's a pretty decent Pokemon functionality wise.
Mm-hmm.
But Gloom does the same shit, and it's like a Jigglypuff mixed with Vileplume.
Right. Okay. I will allow this.
Giving Gloom classic because of the anime.
Right. Okay.
And the cards. I mean, Gloom was huge in the cards for the first 2 iterations.
All right. So I'll take the next 2 because
I think we're gonna have controversy on this.
All right, let me go first. Parasect, I think he's dog crap.
Yes.
And then this guy just complete the Pokedex.
I would say yes, complete the Pokedex. But if we're gonna put Mans in there, he's got to come before Ivysaur.
He's got to come before Ivysaur?
Mm-hmm. No, before Spearow. Before Spearow.
Like that? Okay, yeah. Cool. I'm cool with that. Parasect.
Just because they did get a little bit of respect in anime.
Okay. I do like his background where this is basically not even a Pokemon; it's a zombie.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. All right, Venonat.
Classic.
Classic. Venomoth.
Pokedex.
Near up here in the middle.
Mid tier.
Yeah, all right, cool. Diglett.
Fucking useless.
Dig.
Fucking useless, but he's kind of also a cult classic.
So where do you sway more? Because I would say these two can't be near each other because they're basically the same Pokemon.
If we're gonna do that, then I'm going Diglett in the shitter, and we'll put what is that?
Doug Trio.
Which one is that one? Doug Trio. We'll put Doug Trio top tier Pokedex.
Top tier Pokedex?
Or bottom tier Benchwarmer, because he was useless in the fact that you could set him to disappear while you heal and revive a Pokemon on your bench, I'm pretty sure. And then they couldn't hurt him, and they could just swap him back out.
Yeah, I would say I would feel more comfortable with him bottom tier Benchwarmer.
Bottom tier Benchwarmer, yeah. Because he's functionally usable.
All right, cool.
Now, we're going to get controversial on these next 2.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Okay. You want to go first for Meowth, or should I?
I'll go first for Meowth.
All right, Meowth, where do you see him?
Classic above Jigglypuff.
I do not disagree with that. Just mainly off the anime.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only reason why he's up there. Persian.
I personally love Persian and would put her on Benchwarmer,
Okay.
but she's kind of not that useful being a normal Pokemon, as the normal Pokemon really weren't that useful outside of like Kangaskhan
Mm-hmm.
in the early stages. So for that, I'll have to put her in Pokedex below Butterfree. But if you disagree, you can stick her where you want. But I don't think she gets disrespected in Does Anybody Use?
No.
She's a beautifully designed
it's
Pokemon,
definitely between these two.
but she's not very useful.
That's what I'm thinking. Just because what really gets me up there is the design and the fact that was Giovanni's like main. Well, the one that he kept showing off.
Yes, that's why I'm tempted to put her bottom tier Benchwarmer in front of Dugtrio. But
I feel like Dugtrio has more functionality than this Persian does, which is why I think
I feel Raichu has more functionality than both of them. But I'm okay with him being in Pokedex because you're a little salty bitch.
No, because we have better electric Pokemon coming. This is a normal cat. This is a normal cat.
It's a badass cat. It's a badass cat.
That can't do shit.
Here's the thing. Out in this generation, she's not very useful. Okay. But if you had her now, where normal is kind of OP based on the power structure of class versus class, the only thing that's taken out Persian is like fighting Pokemon. So I'd say that she gets a little bit of bump in functionality late game, new gen.
We're not talking
based on her type. I know. That's what I'm just saying. That's why I'm not putting her in poo-poo tier. She's not a poo-poo tier Pokemon.
I'm not saying she's poo-poo tier. I'm saying
I would
between Bunchwarmer.
I would say she goes either before Ivysaur.
You mean after or before?
Before Ivysaur or before Butterfree.
And
that's just based on design. Because I love Persian. Like if I were to own a Pokemon, I would own a Persian. She would definitely be like a starter pack Pokemon for me in terms of like if I could own one in real life, Persian.
If we're gonna do that, what makes me more comfortable with this particular set tier list, keeping these two how they are, but switching these two based off the anime.
I'm gonna be completely real with you, bro. I'm okay if we put Ivysaur below Pidgey. I don't.
The Senator.
No, we're getting controversial in these next two.
Psyduck.
Well, I think we're gonna be very controversial here until Bellsprout. It's gonna be hard.
This is a tough set of Pokemon that we're gonna have to go through.
These guys are fucking dogs.
Okay. We're gonna put him in the ringer.
Psyduck, normally I would put him in poo-poo tier. Because he's dog shit.
Right.
But he's classic.
I say he's classic as well. Anime really carries this gen. Really, the anime carries a lot of these Pokemon to higher tiers. And then, like, if we
missed these Pokemon, so she could have had literally Metapod as her Pokemon, and I would have loved them.
Probably, not 100%. Again, if we had elaborated at the beginning, like this is strictly off the game, this guy would not be here. He'd be down here poo-poo tier.
Misty is the reason why I'm not a homosexual.
Oh my god. Cut. Checking. All right, but I think Psyduck goes above. Like he's near these guys right here. These are anime highly inspired. I think he's above these two.
If we're doing that, Psyduck's above Vulpix.
Psyduck's above Vulpix?
Mm-hmm.
I would say Meowth is above Vulpix.
Meowth is above Vulpix, and I would say Jigglypuff is too on nostalgia / anime base.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
See, I can be level-headed. You fuck.
It took you long enough.
Move Raichu up.
Like that smooth head, bro. He's not. All right, Golduck.
I'm gonna be real with you. Golduck's on every team. Ice, water Pokemon.
He's an ice type?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do like a sidebar real quick?
Yeah.
I'll look this up.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Pretty sure he's just... Nah, it's just pure water.
But he can learn ice type.
No, I know what you mean, but we still haven't hit the biggest and baddest water type that's coming up soon. I'm not even.
I'm putting functionality wise. He's on Blastoise level for water Pokemon. That's just my opinion. Let's do this. Let's put him on every team.
Wait.
For now. Because the next 12 Pokemon could really affect where other shit goes.
Okay. Can I make also an adjustment here? I feel like at the beginning, I think you mentioned this, but I feel like Classic should go below Benchwarmer. You said that at the beginning, right? Okay, yeah, because I feel like the way that our list the list is kind of conducting itself is like these Benchwarmers let's say any of these guys weren't available, because obviously at the beginning of the game, you can only pick one starter Pokemon based off your fire Pokemon and doing all that stuff.
If that's how we're doing Benchwarmer, then our Ekans needs to move.
Okay, but do you agree with like the thought process? I think this makes sense. I think this makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving you credit. I'm giving you credit. Do you
agree with me? Yes.
He's like, you said this. You said this earlier. Okay, so we adjusted the thing.
Clip that.
Oh my gosh! Now you're never gonna let me live it down. What are you listening to?
I'm not listening to shit. Hold on.
What are you doing?
It's not me. It literally is you. You pause the stream and it stopped.
What the fuck was that? We just gave a whole ad read without even getting sponsored by them. Was that you? That wasn't me. There was literally nothing on my screen.
It stopped as soon as you stopped the stream.
The stream's still going.
It said Marcel pause the stream on my screen.
Because I went like that. Because I minimized the screen and then it kept going.
When you did that, it stopped for me.
Yeah, it stopped for me too. No, it stopped for me too. Like, because it was the end of the commercial.
No.
Oh my god.
It wasn't me. I have the only thing I have open on my computer are Discord and the L Connect.
Okay. Well, we'll cut it in post. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
So so what I was saying is let's throw Golduck on every team. Because the next 8, 9, 10 to 12 Pokemon are going to be really controversial. And then the next 4 or 6 after that, you know what I'm saying? The back half of this list is hard.
Okay. All right, I'll give it to you. But I'm moving Ekans to the classic tier list above Gloom. Because I know
I would put it above Vulpix then.
These are interchangeable, but if it makes you happy. All right, Mankey.
I think I could go 2 ways. I could go classic based on anime.
Mm-hmm.
Or just the Pokedex.
Okay. If you're lobbying it up to me,
and if you made a strong enough point, I would say shit tier.
I think that's respectful to the Mankey line. I would say here's my argument. Looking at what's next, I would say Mankey is Pokedex and Primeape is a classic.
Primeape. Well, I was gonna say Primeape should be Benchwarmer.
Benchwarmer? I'm not arguing. I don't hate that, because the reason why I say Primeape. Yeah, I say he's above Ductrio though.
Oh, he's above Sandslash.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Honestly,
I thought I would get more flack on that.
Put Beedrill below Mankey. Or Primeape, yeah.
Cool, works for me.
And then Golbat above Beedrill.
Mm-hmm. All right, works for me. That works for me. Let me see here. I put Mankey, but he doesn't. I think he's above.
He's above.
I think he's above Nido.
Queen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You said Nido Queen. All right, Growlithe.
Classic.
I think he's a classic. I think he's above. He's
I
too
think he's
cool, bro.
above.
I think he's above here. I think he's right here.
I think he's above Pidgeotto.
Pidgeotto?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because if you look at it, I'm looking at it from a card collector standpoint. I'm not going after a Pidgeotto, but if there's a sick Arcanine, a sick Growlithe, I'm going after it.
Okay. All right, I'll give it to you. And I would say Arcanine, every team.
Every team.
If you don't have Charizard, it's one of these two as your fire Pokemon.
There are two non-legendary dogs I would put on every team. One of them is Arcanine, and the other one is Houndoom.
Facts. All right, cool. I think, bro, we've been doing this for a while now. All right, next up is Poliwag.
Classic.
Ooh.
And hear me out.
Okay.
Classic because the third evolution is a bubble every team.
So Benchwarmer.
I would put him high tier Benchwarmer. I would put Poliwrath above Wartortle.
Poliwrath, this guy.
Above
Wartortle.
Yes.
Poliwhirl is where?
Wherever the fuck you want to put him.
He's
kind of just Pokemon.
I would say Poliwag is a low tier classic. Above
low tier classic.
Yeah.
Poliwhirl, but I would say Poliwhirl is kind of just a mediating point.
Yeah, I think he's above.
I'd put him above. Yeah, neither.
Okay, cool. Abra.
Classic.
Okay, cool. We're on the same page. I would say he's above Gloom, though.
I would say he's above Ekans.
Above Ekans?
Yes.
This order?
Put some respect on my man's name. Yes.
He was annoying at first. Okay.
Now let me run this by you.
I'll let you.
You might disagree.
Okay. Where are you going?
Kadabra, Benchwarmer. Bottom tier. Kadabra, Benchwarmer, bottom tier because Alakazam is on every team.
Here's my argument to that. I agree.
My argument is, who other psychic are you putting up there?
No, I understand what you're saying, but here's my thing. If you're playing the game, and if you have no one else to play with who doesn't have the game, you're not getting past this guy. Meaning you're probably tossing him to the sides, because there are Pokemon in this group that can learn a psychic move here and there too. If you get the chance to get an Alakazam, 100%, it's on every team.
Okay, well then I'm okay putting Kadabra mid-tier Pokedex.
I was gonna say that mid-tier because again, like you said, like if you do not have anything to trade it with, you don't get the other one. That's why he falls off so much. If they didn't have that mechanic, then I would agree, Benchwarmer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right.
This next three is easy, and I'll run it down if you want.
I'll let you say it, and then I'll see if I agree.
Machop Classic.
Okay.
Bottom tier.
Okay. I'm not
Machoke. Bottom tier Benchwarmer.
Okay.
Machamp. Bottom tier every team.
I agree with these two. Because even in my play...
now that I'm thinking about it, Machop's just kind of there.
Machop, I think he's just a Pokedex.
Really he's a Pokedex.
But I would say
he's definitely above Butterfree.
Okay, I can play with that because I would say that even because I know someone would probably say the same. Like you just said, Alakazam is high, but Kadabra is low because it's a trade Pokemon. I would use Machoke over Kadabra any day, even if I couldn't get him a champ. Because he's one of the best fighting Pokemon besides Primeape and the other guys. One of the best fighting Pokemon in Gen 1.
Scroll down. Where's the respect, my guy?
You only got these two left.
That's what I'm saying. That's 1 and 2. That's Ronaldo Messi. That's Ronaldo Messi. If we're talking about classic, nostalgic, good-ass fighting Pokemon, that's Ronaldo Messi. Pele is Machamp.
Well, we'll get to them when
There's
we get
the
to them.
argument. There's the argument to be made that Machamp is the best.
But what I'm saying is like if anyone, if they'll say this was like a live event and someone is trying to argue to my similar argument about Kadabra and Alakazam, I'm saying that
I'm not arguing that.
I'm using this guy over this guy anytime.
Yeah, I'm not arguing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why he's down there.
Mm-hmm. All right, but we'll get to the fighting controversy that's it's pending soon enough. Bellsprout. I would say he's a classic.
I'm impartial here because I think that all three of them are absolute shit. But I will give Bellsprout the respect that he is a classic Pokemon. But
I would say he is
bottom.
above Venonat.
No.
Yes. Look at that hole. Look at that mouth. What can you do with that mouth? Tell me. I know what I can do with that.
Nothing.
I put my toad in there. Wait a minute.
Does it feel good?
Oh, yes. Between these two, man, which one's more recognizable?
I'm at the door.
Look, man, I gave you an opportunity to be a soundboard guy, but pick good ones, man. Don't pick annoying ones.
They're all annoying. That's the point.
That one's more annoying. I'll let you do it.
Do what you want to do with the fucking Super Sucker 3000. I don't give a shit, man. And that's a bug. It honestly doesn't even need to be in Classic.
Well, we'll revisit the problem when it comes. Now, this one, we haven't put anything.
I would say that's more classic than Bellsprout.
What the fuck? What makes you think this is more of a classic? Tell me your argument.
The gym leader that has it.
The gym leader who has it. Which gym leader has this Pokemon?
Look it up.
Sidebar.
I'm pretty sure one of the gym leaders had it. Flip it.
All right, Celadon City, Erica, Kanto.
Weeping Bell. Up. Cool trainer, Weeping Bell.
That's cool trainer, not the gym leader. Oh. You dumb bitch.
Last K, Weeping Bell. Everybody else in the area, Weeping Bell.
Nope. Victory Bell, Tangela, Vileplume.
That's what I was thinking. It was either her or Victory Bell. So
no, that's what I'm saying.
Victory Bell. So Victory Bell gets classic.
I would say he's a bench warmer, dude.
I don't know about that.
Listen to me. You don't pick Venusaur on your starters. You're picking this guy because he's one of the strongest grass Pokemon because he's also poison type. So his damage input, like resistance against poison, is a little higher than any of this other stuff. All you have left for grass is execute. Well, I don't even fucking know. Execute? Well, we're not picking one or the other. That's why he's a bench warmer. Depending on who you're talking to, I think Victory Bell is a bench warmer Pokemon. I would say above Sandslash.
I'll give you bench warmer, but he's not above Sandslash.
Tell me, where are you gonna put Scyther? Because you've already brought him up twice. Where would you put him?
I'll put Scyther bottom tier every team or top of bench warmer.
I was gonna say top bench warmer, so we know where he's coming.
That's what I was gonna say.
If that's the case, he's going right here then. Victor Bell below Sandslash. And this
I'm not
guy,
saying he has to go any further.
Right, I got you.
That motherfucker is going right next to Metapod. On the left side.
On the left side, nothing's being worse.
Metapod, yeah.
Metapod is just the worst. All right, cool. We're making progress here. All right, we're taking a bit. Tentacool.
Here's my thing. Who did Missy have more, Tentacool or Tentacruel?
Tentacruel.
I want to say it was Tentacruel.
Yeah.
So then Tentacool goes Pokedex, bottom tier.
Bottom tier above Oddish.
Below Oddish. No, above Raticate because I just fucking hate that rat.
Yeah, I would say Tentacool is above because of the Pokemon.
Tentacruel is classic above Arbok or Ekans. because
Okay.
he's a badass water Pokemon. Like, you're not choosing Blastoise. The next powerful options you got are Poliwhirl, Golduck, or Tentacruel.
All right, works for me.
And Tentacruel can flex that poison for you.
I can work with that. All right, Geodude. I think he's a classic.
I think he's got to go classic because it was Brock's first Pokemon.
I think it's above Gloom, though.
I think it's above Ekans.
Really?
I'm going to be real with you, bro. Just based on how nostalgic Brock is in general, I think Geodude gets above Pidgeot.
I do not disagree. Graveler.
Pokedex, bottom tier.
I would say no. I would say he's right next to Kadabra because he's a trade Pokemon.
I'm putting him below Poliwhirl.
Below Poliwhirl? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Just because of the typing, Poliwhirl will beat Graveler. Golem.
Every team. If you can get him, every team. Fire and stone.
He's not fire. He's rock.
He learns fire moves.
No, but his typing is rock ground.
Sidebar.
What's the sidebar?
Sidebar.
Are you trying to look him up? Is that what you want?
Your sidebar. Look up Golem's moveset. First game.
No fire moves.
PM.
Fire blast. And that's not the greatest fire move to you. Well, it's the high risk.
What I'm saying though is that he's got that, like, what you have to realize is the power to be like that would be the same thing as if you had a water fire Pokemon.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Hold up. What is he?
He's rock.
Just pure rock?
I want to say he's rock.
Rock ground.
Yeah, rock ground.
So here's my thing.
Originally, he was just rock.
No, this is strictly off of the Gen 1. Gen 1.
So in
stats.
a Alolan, I think is where he goes rock electric, right?
Yeah, but that's his Alolan form.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but this specific form, Kanto 1.
I'm being so fucking for real for you though. Like, if you're not taking him as the bigger rock Pokemon, it's either him or Rhydon.
That's what I'm saying. I think, hear me out, because I think Rhydon is a fucking legend. Because I already made this earlier, that Rhydon is going to go up here, and I would say Golem is top bench warmer.
No, I gotta put, if you're putting Rhydon top tier 2, you gotta put Golem, because he can flex the fire attribute if you needed him to.
Bro, if you...
Rhydon is one-dimensional. Rhydon's one-dimensional.
But if you're saying fire is like the definitive factor,
no,
you have 3 different fire Pokemon you can choose from.
Yeah, but fucking Rock isn't gonna get clapped by a fucking Vaporeon. Rock ground does not get clapped.
Okay,
by
so we can move on. Can I leave him here? And once we get to Rhydon, we revisit.
For now.
All right, cool. Ponyta.
Classic. Well,
I would say
I'm gonna put Rapidash classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put her Pokedex, but like mid tier. I'd say next to Poliwhirl and Graveler.
I would say a little bit below.
Yeah, I'd put her there.
Yeah. Rapidash a classic.
But then you got to put Rapidash in either high classic or low bench one.
In terms of like usability, if we're doing that, I don't think in classic it makes sense for him to be up here. I think it makes it more sense for him to be a low bench warmer.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Cool. Slowpoke. I don't disagree with you, but I think he's high in the poop category.
He is not above fucking Kakuna. He's so derpy and he's useless.
Okay.
He's like a retarded Jigglypuff.
Oh my god. I'll give it to you, Only because his next evolution is it has the same face. I was just saying.
It's the same shit.
I was just
He
saying.
put a conch shell on his tail, and then guess what? He takes it off his tail and puts it on his fucking head. Woo!
And then he's Sea King, bro. He's the king of the ocean. All right,
Fucking king of the
slow, bro. I would say top.
I would
needed
say a
Pokedex.
high tier Pokedex. Yeah, I would
Okay.
say above Butterfree, but I'm taking Machop over King, over bro. On looks.
I have to make him higher just off of usability. Because you're not staying. Because in this game, this is as far as you can go. A Machop.
I'm not going. But my point being, I'm not fucking going there. He's going and he's sitting with the fucking nurse in the goddamn Poke Center. He's never leaving his Pokeball.
And so is Machop. Well,
No,
then,
Machop has been evolved. Like, I need Machop because I want to get Machamp. I don't need Slowbro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I put Slowbro behind him.
If that's the logic, Machop has to stay above all these guys.
Okay, cool.
Because these guys have peaked.
Not right, though.
Okay.
I think Raichu's more usable than Machop.
Okay. I agree with that.
If we're arguing that form to that form.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm cool with that. All right.
Now these two are going to be, these next ones are going to be some controversial ones for me because I love these Pokemon.
You only got a few chips with me, man. Just be careful with that. So Magnemite.
I am putting Magnemite in Pokedex.
I agree. Mid, high, or low?
Next to Ponyta on the right side.
On the right side?
Yep.
And then Magnemite or Magneton.
I'm putting him on Benchwarm.
I agree.
Because he is one of the best electric Pokemon you can get.
And above.
I'm putting him above Dugtrio. Actually, I put him above Sandslash. We need to move Sandslash down.
Yeah?
I'm going to be real with you. Sandslash is probably more classic than Benchwarm. Because the only reason I like him is for nostalgia base.
But I would see how someone would use him. Because there's a...
Yeah.
I would say he's...
but I would use Dugtrio before him.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's below, like, bottom tier Benchwarm. I don't think he's classic, but he's definitely bottom tier.
And I've got to put Machoke over Dugtrio.
Okay. No, I don't.
And I gotta put Rapidash over him too.
You just hate the fucking ground people.
It's a fucking Doug Dildo trio.
Doug Dildo. Jeez. Okay. Farfetch.
Classic.
What's classic about him?
Name one other Pokemon like Farfetch'd.
Point exactly. He dog doo-doo, bro. Or I'll give him some respect and put him in Pokedex.
Bro, he's a key figure in the animes.
He
doesn't do much, but he is always appearing in the background.
That's not a strong argument, dude.
You've got fucking Bellsprout up there, so fuck your argument.
Bellsprout is much better than Farfetch.
You've got Bellsprout up there because you want to stick your fucking penis inside of it.
Exactly. When you see that Bellsprout, the first joke is to shove anyone's schlong in that hole. Farfetch is a duck holding a leaf, a stick. My bad.
Piece of celery, you fucking idiot.
It's actually a leak. Okay, it's a leak.
Yeah,
okay, get it right. If you're gonna fucking defend this guy,
I'm saying he goes bottom tier classic. And here's my thing: he's in the animes, right? He might not have a big thing, but he's in the animes.
All of them.
But he's always present. He's made it through the card series, so obviously he's important. He's been reprinted a bunch of times, almost as much as Pikachu, bro.
I don't know those facts.
I know the cards. Though.
Fine.
And he can stay as far. Like, you can leave 3 spaces in there and then put Farfetch'd if you want.
Okay. All right. My take on this next one is maybe controversial, but I'm gonna say this specific bird is high dog shit. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Yeah.
Thank you. He's not beating a Kakuna, I'll give you that. But he's
Thank God.
like, it's like they like if the way we're ranking these guys, bro. Oh, the next evolution has 3 heads, so why the fuck would I stick with the 2-head version?
Right.
You know. Plus, they look derpy as hell. This one is a lot better. So, where would you rank this one?
But I would put him high tier Pokedex.
This one high tier Pokedex. In what? In where?
Probably in front of Persian.
Front of Persian. Okay, I like that. We're almost done here. Seal. My opinion. Yes. Yo, you're getting it. I would say above a slow poke.
Yes, just shut up. Yes.
Dewgong.
I would put him high tier Pokedex. Just because he is an interesting looking Pokemon.
I don't mind that.
Actually, no, I'm putting him mid table. I'm putting him right next to Magnemite.
I say above Magnemite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like right
Okay.
next to him.
Okay. Yeah, because he's basically just a seal with a doink on his head.
Yeah.
All right, Grimer. All right, cut. That's enough. Get your point. Where on the list? I think he's down here.
Next to Metapod. Metapod.
Oh, bro, he was a lot more useful than Metapod.
I'd rather stick my penis inside of Weeping Bell than him. Put him next to Metapod.
What the hell?
Hey, if you get a blowjob Pokemon, I get a blowjob Pokemon.
This is a child.
Hey, you know what?
No.
I'm gonna come.
All right. I would say Muck is a classic Pokemon.
Muck is classic. Yeah,
Thank you.
brother.
There we go.
He's bottom tier. He's before Venonat. Actually, no, I put him in front of Ekans.
I would say Ekans because of that. Yeah.
And then I'd put Ekans behind Vulpix, actually.
Okay. All right, we're cooking now. Shelder, I think he's a Pokedex Pokemon. He's cool, but he's bottom tier Pokedex. You know? Like, I don't think he's trash. Cloyster? Oh, I'm sorry.
Cloyster, I'm putting Benchwarmer.
Benchwarmer. Thank you.
Because he's water ice.
This one's water ice, and it looks like a vagina. So let's keep that in mind.
Well, I'm not even talking about that, but he is badass as fuck. I used to
Exactly.
remember he was so badass.
Oh, I'm super
so
annoying.
I'm putting him right on the right side of Golbat.
Right side of Golbat? All right. Ghastly. Now, hold up.
I love Ghastly.
Uh-huh.
Here's my thing. I think that this trio is the most iconic trio in Pokemon.
Yes, I think the entire line is designed well.
All 3 of them are classic, top tier.
Minimum classic.
But for the sake of fairness and how we've dissected every other aspect of this, Ghastly goes in front of Growlithe
Okay.
in classic, so go ahead and move him up there. Haunter goes below Vulpix in classic, but I'd make an argument he's high tier Pokedex.
I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna come with my debate.
No. You know what? I'm putting Haunter Benchwarmer.
Thank you.
Because now that I think about it, it is hard to get Gengar, but Gengar is every team.
That's what I'm saying. And like, even if I don't have someone to trade, I'm keeping my Haunter, bro. If there's no one else. Yes.
Scary face and just beat the shit out of him.
Exactly.
Next Pokemon might be controversial.
What do you think? I think classic.
I say classic.
But
I would argue, based on Steelix, that he's a benchwarmer. But I'll leave him in classic. And I think he's right behind Arcanine.
Look, I'm not going to argue. I can see an argument for him being in the Pokedex, but I don't want to use the fact that there is an evolution after this, because we're looking strictly at Kanto. Like, let's say this is the only game that we knew.
We're looking strictly at Gen 1 because when we evaluate Electabuzz, we can't think about Elekid. We can't think about
Electivire.
That's
what I'm saying. So with that, are you like,
with
again?
That being said, he goes mid-tier classic. I'm putting him behind Meowth, just because he's such a classic Pokemon in the anime. Because he was one of Brock's first big ones.
Right. These next two might get a little saucy here. Drowsy. I think he's above. I think he's right here. I think he's mid.
Yep. And I am going to give you a very controversial pick.
For Hypno?
Hypno goes before Beedrill.
Before Beedrill? That's not controversial to me. That's not controversial. That's
Beedrill.
Beedrill.
That's Persian.
Beedrill.
Persian.
Whoa.
He's up in front of Beedrill.
Oh, hold on. Explain yourself.
Because Hypno himself, if we're looking Hypno versus Kadabra, I'm arguing that there's not a lot of drop off there. Because Hypno can hypnotize people, I don't remember Kadabra being able to do that, although he was very strong psychic. But Hypno was like Jigglypuff with Kadabra. He is such an asshole to play against. I fucking hated playing against him. I don't like him as a Pokemon, but I think he's either mid or low tier bench warmer. Just because there is not a lot of strong psychic Pokemon in this generation.
Okay.
And I would argue, I would make an argument that Hypno is a classic Pokemon.
I don't think he's classic.
He's not classic based on the anime.
He's not classic to people in general. I would say that
he is for card collecting.
Card collecting, yeah, but like these are Pokemon that you can show to a random person. That's what I'm saying. That's why we move classic down a tier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you made your
but
argument.
I think
that,
my
like,
argument
Hypno,
for Hypno is valid on bench.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm not using
because if I can't get Kadabra, I'm going for Hypno.
Alakazam, I mean, yeah.
Like you said that you would use Kadabra if you couldn't get Alakazam.
No, I did not say that.
But the reason why you put him there was because, man.
No, I didn't say that. I said I would use, of the trade Pokemons, I would only use Machamp and Haunter if I can't trade. Graveler and Kadabra, I'm keeping at the bottom. And you made a good point by saying, if I'm not using this guy, I'm using this guy. Or he's on the bench, at least.
Or he's at least on the team.
Yeah, he has a possibility. Krabby, the crab Pokemon. Yeah, it's just a crab, dude. Like, there's
this one's controversial.
It is, and mainly because of the anime.
I'm gonna put him below Bellsprout.
Below Bellsprout? You mean Weeping Bell?
No,
that's Weeping Bell. This is Bellsprout.
Yep, I'm talking about Bellsprout.
But you said it was poop.
But he is a classic. He's a Misty Pokemon, is he not? No, he's not.
I would say
sidebar that, because if he's a Misty Pokemon, he's got to go there, because Misty and Brock made up the series. The first year.
Ash had a Krabby.
Yes. But I would argue that more people know Kingler than Krabby.
That's what I'm saying. And I would say I can argue Kingler being a bench warmer. A mid to low bench warmer.
Low bench warmer, because he has a powerful pulse cannon ability.
I would say below
Rapidash. He's below Rapidash, yeah. And then, if that's the argument, then put Kingler back where he belongs.
You mean Krabby? Where? In the shit?
Krabby, I think Krabby is high tier shit.
High tier shit? Above the
Just
bird?
because Ash was with him, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, the balls.
Now this one I'm gonna say,
and
it's gonna be controversial.
Okay. Which one is this? Voltorb or Electrode?
Voltorb.
Okay, Voltorb.
Classic.
Voltorb's classic? Okay.
Yes.
And then Electrode? I would say Pokedex.
I would say lowest would be high tier Pokedex.
Above Slowbro?
And by high tier, I mean like above Slowbro.
Okay. And then Voltorb?
I would put Voltorb in front of Gloom.
Front of Gloom?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. What is
It's
forgot
Shitmon.
what is it cute? Yeah, it's kind of a poop Pokemon.
Shit.
I couldn't be asked. I would say this.
Now here's where we might disagree.
Execute.
I would say low tier benchwarmer, high classic.
If we're going in that route, I would
Actually,
say
I'd probably say
benchwarmer.
low tier benchwarmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because he is useful.
Yeah. If you're not using him, because this one's poison grass. This is psychic grass, so it's really what duel you want to use.
He can do solar beam. He can do solar beam. He's one of the earliest you can get to do solar beam.
Yep. Okay. Cubone. I think he's a classic.
He's high tier classic for me. He is Gengar level. He is Ghastly level classic.
I would say Ghastly level, but below Growlithe. Just because of that whole storyline in Lavender Town with the dying mom.
Now, you might not agree with me on this one.
Okay. Marowak.
This is basically based on personal.
Okay.
Benchwarmer. The lowest tier. He is the far-fetched of Benchwarmer. I'm bringing him along because I love him, and he is in the anime. And he has a backstory.
Okay. So here's my thing.
And if he's not low-tier Benchwarmer, then he's in front of Raichu.
If one of these guys need to go, if Marowak's coming up, because we have all the ground.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I use Marowak in front of either of those, so you can push them both down if you want.
But I would say which one of these two? If you're not using this guy, which of the other
I
ones?
think Sandslash is less known.
Okay, so I would say he's coming down here.
He's definitely before Graveler. Because Graveler.
You want him down here?
I would say Graveler. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Graveler's poop tier.
You're not wrong.
In my opinion, he's useless. Like I would just run G. If I didn't have to evolve him into Graveler, I'd run Geodude into.
Then I would say he's right here.
He's not look better than fucking Jakuna.
No, I didn't. It was just a thing.
Yep,
I would say this is.
All
right, cool.
Yep.
All right, now the Jackie Chan and Hitmonlee, Bruce Lee.
I think they're both Benchwarmer. Based on the argument that Machamp starts over them.
Okay.
But they are both high tier Benchwarmer. Or mid tier. I'd put them by Machoke because if you're not going Machoke, you're going one of them. But Hitmonchan is better than Wood.
I'm just trying to see if these guys were actually good, but I can't remember, so I'm not gonna try to argue.
Who is these guys?
These guys, I know they're cool. They are cool.
They are so. Machoke and Golem can tank heavy. Machoke can tank heavy for fighting. But if you use Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan the right way, they were just very lethal damage attack and they were fast.
Okay.
So they were like critical strike Pokemon.
Okay, like I said, I'm not sure, so we're just gonna leave it at that.
And if they're not there, then they're classics.
Okay. Lickitung.
Hold on. I'm gonna say classic just because. Yeah, you know what? I can't even do that. She's bottom tier Pokedex.
Yeah. It's kind of like
she got that.
Yeah, these guys are right next to each other, but I would say this has a cooler design.
See, if we're doing that, I got to get that fat fucking rat all the way over.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
And that fucking flying.
I would say this moth is down here too, because no one really remembers.
Moth, Zubat, rat.
I say Zubat's. I think Zubat's higher than that, man.
No,
but whatever.
I think Zubat's a shit Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not saying it's not a shit Pokemon, but I say he's a little closer to classic than the shit tier.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Coughing. Kind of just needed for the Pokedex.
Yeah, he's low tier Pokedex, and then I'd put Weezing as classic.
Yeah, because I don't think anyone really ran wheezing. I say coughing is
Coughing
right here
was
above these guys.
before Team Rocket, right?
Yeah, and then wheezing was like the final evolution. So,
Yeah.
I would say he's up
So I
here.
put him behind. Ekans. Yep.
Yeah, I would say he's above right here. Right on. As cool as he
Potential.
looks. No.
If you couldn't get Rhydon, you're using Rhyhorn.
Well, right on is. Wait, what? Which one is this one? This is Rhyhorn or Rhyhorn?
Rhyhorn.
Okay,
The
so
next one's
Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn. Where am I putting Rhyhorn?
No. Here's the real question: where are we putting Rhydon?
Rhydon is on every team. If it's not, Nidoking, it's Rhydon.
So put Rhydon on every team. Put Rhyhorn and Pokedex top tier.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You can't disrespect Raichu, man. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Fucking final.
Chansey. It's cool.
Classic.
It's a classic just because of the Nurse Joy effect. I would say it's right next to.
Right in front of Jigglypuff. I put Onyx in
Yeah.
front of her.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Cool. Tangela.
Classic.
Mm.
She's a gym Pokemon. She's a very strong gym leader Pokemon, I'm pretty sure.
Then I would say high tier Pokedex.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. But she's going behind Machop.
Okay, yeah. Kangaskhan. I think that's a classic.
I think that's classic, but it's high tier. It's behind Arcanine.
Above Cubone?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Horsey.
Classic.
Classic. I think above. I just dropped them.
Above Tangela.
Above
honestly. Oh no, wait. Classic above Pidgeotto.
Above Pidgeotto. And then Seadra.
I would say high tier Pokedex.
Yes, thank you. Because I was gonna say, like, I'm looking at the squad here.
But
it's
the
powerful.
Pokemon, the water Pokemon, yeah, she's below Cloyster on the pecking order in water.
Mm-hmm. And I would say
she's below Poliwhirl.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I'd take Poliwhirl over because Poliwhirl can learn fighting.
Okay. Now, we might disagree on these ones. We got the Goldeen.
I think Goldeen is classic.
I think bottom tier.
Above Bellsprout.
I would say about right here.
Yeah, right there.
No,
yeah, right
actually,
there.
no, this is a Misty Pokemon.
Yeah, it is. Oh, since it's Misty, I'm putting her behind Jiggly.
Okay, I'm arguing with that. Now this guy, you can argue between these two.
I was gonna go bottom tier. I was gonna go top tier shit.
Top tier shit above Wigglytuff.
He really doesn't do anything.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It's literally not a point to evolve it.
So Starmie is difficult for me.
Okay.
Because they're both classic.
I know what you mean. We saw both of them pop up, but only
if we're gonna keep the realistic approach of how things evolve, Starmie is going next to not Staryu, Starmie to the right. Starmie is going right next to Chansey.
Above or below?
Below. And Staryu is going up to shit.
Yeah, and this one kind of hurts, but it's kind of the truth.
It hurts, but it's kind of the truth because you only really need it to get to Starmie, but it's not one of those Pokemon that I'm going to go out of my way to get for.
Right, exactly. All right, we're coming down to the wire here, man. These ones are going to be tough. They're going to be tough here. Mr. Mime.
These ones are kind of easy. Mr. Mime is classic.
Classic. Thank you. Oh, shit. But I would say above. I say right here.
Above Electrode, yep.
Yeah, right here. Because, Ash's mom had a Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Now, this is you're dick riding this Pokemon the entire way here.
I'm going to go.
Where are you putting Scyther, man?
Realistic. I'm going realistic. I'm putting Scyther in front of Beedrill. Because he is the more useful bug Pokemon.
That was the key.
And then I will.
That was key.
Then I will put Beedrill below Marowak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thinking about it that way. Because if you give me the option between Scyther and Beedrill, I'm going Scyther.
So just him coming into this category dropped Beedrill a lot. Wow. Okay. In terms of like Pokemon you would have.
Like I had said, the beginning of the game, the most fundamental bug Pokemon you can have is Beedrill.
I got you. Cool. And I just thought of a great idea, so we'll do it at the end of this thing, but let's just keep going because we got a few more to go and we've been streaming. Jinx,
bottom level classic.
What's your reasoning? I'll allow it, but I want to hear the right words coming out of your mouth.
I mean, she just has that like trolly funny part of being in the anime that's memorable.
And controversial.
And that's the only reason why people know her. Yeah, it's controversial because she sucks off Brock.
I was gonna say about the color, but sure, yeah.
That too.
Yeah, because she was originally purple.
She kind of looks like a. Yeah.
Yeah. Not feel you.
So here's where I'm gonna get controversial right now.
Okay, tell me.
Electabuzz is on every team.
On every team?
Every team.
Where in the pecking order? I think he's below.
I think he's below, but he is the number one. He is my number one choice for electric Pokemon.
It's him and Jolteon.
It's him and Jolteon, and then right below them is Magneton, and well, no, it's realistically Zapdos, but you're not getting Zapdos out the gate. So the two normal Pokemon are going to be Jolteon, Electabuzz.
I got you. All right, cool. Let's just yeah, now I feel you. All right, Magmar. Here's the problem with Magmar.
Here's the problem with Magmar is there's a lot of heavy-duty fire Pokemon, but I'm putting him on the same tier as Golem. Because if you don't have your Arcanine, you don't have your Charizard, Magmar is your next best bet.
Yep. That's a good argument there. Pinsir.
I'm putting him Benchwarmer. And I'm putting him right behind Golbat. Or no, right behind... Shit, it's hard to place him, but he is a Benchwarmer. Because if you don't have Scyther as your Pokemon for Bug, you're going Pinsir.
But is he going above Beedrill?
Honestly, I'm going to put Pinsir in Classic. Because he's very heavy in the...
That's what I'm saying. You can argue that he's a Classic. And then Benchwarmer is like...
I'm going to put him in front of Abra.
In front of Abra? I was going to say, well, yeah.
Okay. Well, he doesn't belong to anybody significant. He's just a dickhead.
Yeah, he's a dickhead throughout the whole original series. Yeah. Okay, cool. Tauros. He's a classic, bro.
He's a classic, but if he wasn't a classic, he'd be Benchwarmer.
Really?
Low tier Benchwarmer. He would replace Doug Trio for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's going classic, and he is going before Pidgeotto.
Now, no, hold up. If you can make an argument that he's worthy of becoming a Benchwarmer, I'm willing to put him up there.
No, he's not Benchwarmer because he's such an iconic classic.
I know what you're saying, but I feel like anyone on this tier list above classic is good enough to be on a team and classic enough to be memorable. Let me just put it like that. So it's no disrespect if he's up here. And he's still iconic, but if he's not good enough to be on your team, then I would say classic is probably the lowest that I would be comfortable putting him in.
I'm putting him high mid tier classic because he doesn't really edge out the heavy hitting ground rock Pokemon for me.
Okay.
I would still rather carry into battle. I'm gonna be real with you. I would rather carry into battle Marowak than.
No, well, yeah, you already said that was like the clear ground Pokemon for you.
Yeah.
That or Golem. Okay, cool.
Golem's hard.
I would say Tauros goes above Bulbasaur though. It's a tough one.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna be real with you. I would say Ghastly goes above Bulbasaur because Bulbasaur doesn't get the love that he deserved in the anime.
The only reason I disagree with that is because Bulbasaur is part of the original 3. Look what we have on the top 3 of the classic right here. And the only reason why Tauros edges out Bulbasaur is because Ash caught like 75,000 of them. And like you said, there is an argument of a Benchwarmer.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Magikarp. He's a classic, man. I'm sorry. He's such a troll Pokemon.
He is below Mr. Mime.
100%, 100%. Because
Right below Mr. Mime. Right below Mr. Mime.
oh, right below Mr. Mime. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
He's such a troll Pokemon. Like I love
And
him.
then
He's so annoying.
We all know the answer to the next one, so go ahead and move him up there.
There you go. We all agree with that, right? Right. All right, move along. So we got Lapras next. Now the Goat Gyarados. I would say he goes above Golduck.
He is.
above
I would put Gyarados above Arbok, and I'm moving Golduck to behind Scyther.
Oh, so he's getting demoted.
Yeah. Yep.
There we, okay.
Yep.
Cool. You make me happy with that decision. I'm glad that we're finally cooking here. Lapras.
Classic.
High tier classic. I think.
I say
it goes
right in front of Tauros.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That whole scene with anime. Yep. Ditto.
Hold on.
That now.
Ditto's a classic.
Why
Low tier classic.
Why are you disrespecting him like that?
What does he do?
He transforms.
He's a troll. Put him right next to Magikarp.
Above or below? I think he's below.
Above.
Oh, above. Yeah, you're right.
Stick below. I just think he's a better troll than Magikarp. Is all I'm saying.
I got you. All right, Eve.
Eevee's gotta be.
Here's my decision.
Classic.
I would say classic above Squirtle.
Yep.
The reason is because I would
say there's more versatility with Eevee.
I was originally gonna say Eevee above Charmander. No, and that's what I'm saying originally, but I'm like that doesn't sound right. So I said this looks a lot more better.
Because here's the thing, right? I will take Vaporeon over
Squirtle,
Blastoise in certain circumstance.
Yeah,
when
of course.
I need fast water.
Yeah,
I'm not taking Flareon over Charizard any day of the week. Ever. Never.
So Vaporeon,
I'm going to go.
I would say low tier on every team.
I would say high bench warmer.
High bench warmer?
Yeah, because if you look at it, we've already got Gyarados and Blastoise.
That's what I'm saying. On most teams, if you do not have a Blastoise, if that wasn't your starter, you're going for Gyarados, or in your case, going for Vaporeon. These two are part of
my thing. I'm going for Gyarados every day before Vaporeon, so she's got to be a bench one.
Okay, that works for me. Now,
and then I'm throwing Flareon right next to her.
Jolteon is the next one.
Yeah, Jolteon's on every team. If you don't have Electabuzz, you've got Jolteon.
Which one's above?
I'm putting Jolteon above on the slight advantage of speed.
Okay. And I don't know if I remember correctly when I was playing the games, Electabuzz kind of came in super late game. Because I know you could buy you got gifted an Eevee and then you could just buy a Thunderstone and then boom, you got a Jolteon. All in the same place. Flareon?
Flareon going right next to Vaporeon.
I would say she's below Magmar.
Oh yeah.
I would pick a Magmar over a Flareon.
I would put Magmar in front of Golem.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that one.
Because if you don't have a Charizard or an Arcanine, you're going Magmar.
Okay, cool. Now, Porygon. What do you think? Classic. Bottom tier classic. I think he's above, like right here. I think
he's above Polyball. I think he's above Voltorb.
Okay, I'm cool with that one.
So
Omnimite, I think it's just a Pokedex.
I think he's a Pokedex because I'm going to make the argument that Omastar is a classic Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Because he was the first fossil Pokemon.
Yeah.
I would say
he's above Sandslash.
Sandslash, yes. Omastar is a classic.
I would say below,
or maybe even a bench warmer.
I would put a bench warmer.
Low tier bench warmer.
Low tier bench warmer behind Beedrill.
I would say above. You know why?
I'm putting below Beedrill because Beedrill is the next up for Scyther.
Here's my argument.
Whereas Omastar is the next up for Cloyster.
Here's my argument. Omastar is the first water ground Pokemon, and that typing is insane to get by. Kabutops is water rock.
Yeah. Okay, cool, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But
it's like a slight edge.
Here's what I'm gonna say though. Go down. Kabuto, high tier Pokedex.
Okay. Above Tangela?
I'm putting him above Machop.
Okay. No argument there. Kabutops.
Because I'm putting Kabutops low tier every team.
You're picking him above Vaporeon.
I'm picking him above Vaporeon for one reason. If I didn't want to carry 2 Pokemon, I could effectively take out Blastoise,
Mm-hmm.
and I could take out Rhydon by putting in Kabutops, and he's faster, and he has better critical.
Okay.
But I'm putting him below Electabuzz. Because he's like right next to. I'd put him right like the slightest edge above Vaporeon,
Okay.
just because Vaporeon is very one-dimensional Pokemon.
Okay. Cool. Aerodactyl.
Every team.
I would say every team, but below Electabuzz because
Above.
he's super
Yep.
he's super late game.
Super late game.
Mm-hmm. Snorlax. There's
There's an argument to be made for Classic.
an argument for Classic, and there's an argument for on every team.
I was gonna say right next to Kabutops.
Where do you feel more
He's very
comfortable?
late.
He's
Very late game. I would say he's on every team because you're not kicking the shit out of him.
Mhm.
You can utilize him
tanky.
to revive all of your Pokemon
above or below Kabutops.
above Kabutops, and I'm saying that Snorlax is your top tier version of Kangaskar.
Yep, I like that. I like that argument. Cool. Now we're coming in. Here, let's do this. Let's do this before we say anything else. Let's ignore the legendaries. Let's go straight into the last original Pokemon,
Yep. I'm fine with that.
and then we'll talk about the legendaries last to wrap this up. All right. Dratini,
Classic.
low tier classic or mid tier? I don't think it's high tier
Mid tier Classic
Okay.
at most.
because this is the Pokemon that everyone wanted to go because he knew exactly what they're getting for.
Yep.
I would say above Ekans.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
Dragonair.
High tier Pokedex right in front of Raichu.
Yes, and you already know where this one's going.
He's going high. He's going in front of Ninetales.
I would say he was in,
By
going in front of these guys.
I would say he goes in front of Gyarados. He's the best dragon Pokemon in the game.
Yeah, because bro, if
Ever.
you go into the gym with these 6 Pokemon,
You're winning.
you're winning the game.
And I would
Immediately.
argue you take out Gyarados and you put in Alakazam or Gengar and you've got it.
That's what I'm saying.
Solid.
These 4 are probably like if you were given the option to play with these 4 Pokemon
I'm
from the get go.
gonna tell you right now, it's top 4, and then take your pick of anything else up there for 5 and 6.
Yep.
And you're set.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, legendaries.
All right. So if we're ranking Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres by themselves in terms of 1 to 3,
Mm-hmm.
it's Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno.
Really?
Now, I could be persuaded to flip flop that, but Moltres does it too. I make the argument for Zapdos because she's the coolest looking one. And she's very, very, very powerful electric attack. But Articuno is the best ice Pokemon in the game.
This is where I would come in and persuade you. I would say Zapdos is my number 1 bird. I have very high nostalgic factor with that, and
That's why I'm up there as well.
right.
Actually, I
And
probably
then
have to go
Articuno.
Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres.
Yes,
Yep,
thank you. And again, that's no disrespect to the Pollo Compero bird. The reason why this one
There's
is the
nothing else
lowest,
in life that does anything anywhere near Articuno.
right?
Functionality.
Of these 2, there's nothing that really meets these guys. With Moltres, bro, you got the other mascot in the game.
Yeah.
And then you can make an argument between Arcanine or Ninetales, but I would say
Moltres-
Arcanine. I would say Arcanine is above Ninetales.
Arcanine is above Ninetales, yes. Arcanine is not above Moltres.
There's a debate.
It depends on what you're going for.
That's what I'm saying. It depends what you're going for. Obviously, like I said, I'm just saying there's an argument between this one definitely.
Yeah.
If you have this guy,
So
you're not going for Moltres.
So pull up Zapdos. We're putting Zapdos right behind Dragonite, in my opinion. Because that's the electric type I would be taking into the final trip.
Okay.
Articuno is going right behind Zapdos.
Yep.
And then I'm putting Moltres right in front of Arcanine.
Right behind or right in front?
In front of Arcanine.
Okay, cool. Now, these two guys, they're basically the same. Except,
yeah, but I'm giving Mew to the Budge.
I would say Mewtwo.
And I'm putting Mewtwo at.
I would honestly say Mew is a bench warmer or a classic.
I would say Mew is a classic because she is more heavily portrayed in the series.
Mm-hmm.
She's going in front of Charmander for me.
In front of Charmander?
Yes, sir. No, in front of Eevee. In front of Eevee, though. She's definitely in front of Eevee. She's not in front of Charmander, but she's in front of Eevee. Because Charmander started it all.
The only way I can try to persuade you is for two things. One, all of the evolutions of Eevee are in Benchwarmer or on every team. And Eevee, hold up, man. Let me cook. Let me cook. Eevee literally is one of the mascots for the new remakes of the Kanto region. I understand Mew is a huge pivotal part of the game, which is why it's in the classic or benchwarmer. We decided classic, but I think Eevee just slightly edges it.
Then we're putting Mew in front of Vaporeon.
What?
The only reason I'm gonna tell you the only untouchable evolutions of Eevee that are on Benchwarmer are Sylveon and Umbreon.
That's what I'm saying. Are we making it a benchwarmer?
We're making it a Benchwarmer above Vaporeon because if you think about it, Vaporeon, Leafeon, Flareon, they're all super one-dimensional.
Right.
Like, you get one tap the shit out of if you don't get off a good attack on those players.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
We have completely tiered our 151 Pokemon for the Kanto regions. Do you, Matt, agree?
Can you go down? You see that fat rat?
Yeah.
Can you pull him below Grimer?
No.
Yes.
No, he's got to be above.
Yes. No.
I can't.
When have you used?
Not me specifically.
The tier says exactly. So I question you to find one person who says that they actively use.
Okay. Sidebar. Let's get into it.
Let's see who the most useless.
So boom, Raticate. All the grunts use them. That's what I'm saying, and I think Eradicate, Executive Patrol is a main villain. Just barely gives him the edge. That's why he's below everyone else in the Pokedex. I don't think
he's. Then put him in shit tier above fucking Staryu, but he is shit. Yes, Team Rocket uses him. What is Team Rocket 1? Oh wait.
Everything.
All right. Tier 2. Let's get him moving. Leave him there. Just leave him there. You can have your little victory. Leave him there. You can have your little victory, Pussy Boy.
Don't get mad now just because I'm winning the debate.
You're not winning the debate. I'm so very thoroughly suffice.
You can't even fucking speak.
Yeah, because I'm trying to eat this Reese's.
This guy. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as you guys have seen, me and Matt have completely ranked all 151 Pokemon. Y'all see it here. This is the definitive list. Everyone else's list is wrong. We're right. You're wrong. Shut up. Now, Matt, I have a side quest for us to do right before we finish up this episode. You heard it here. So, you see how we've left these two tiers right here. I want you to write down, and then we'll both read out of the team of the Pokemon on these two tiers. Who are your starting 6 and who are you facing me with? Okay. All right. We picked our six Pokemon for each one. We'll go one by one. We'll go down the list. Okay.
You go first.
All right.
Oh, you said one for Benchwarmer and one for top tier?
No. I'm saying of these Pokemon, who would you make six-man squad with?
Okay.
You could have picked all 6 here, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll just leave it there. All right. My first Pokemon that I chose was Charizard. Easy.
I had to go with Kakuna.
What? You mean
What?
Beedrill?
Kakuna.
There's no Kakuna here.
It don't matter.
You're not picking Kakuna.
Okay. Metapod then.
Okay, well, no, you're picking Beedrill, I guess, at that point. Not being a dickhead.
I got Metapod, Kakuna, Rattata, Drowsy, Kingler, and Weepinbell. You're fucked.
Okay, well, what?
So I went start Blastoise because I knew you'd start Charizard.
Fucking dumbass over here, fucking piss. You giving me a headache. All right, second is Dragonite. Dragonite for me.
My second was Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. My third was Gengar.
My third was Zapdos.
My fourth was Cloyster.
My fourth was Nidoking or Snorlax.
Which one?
I was gonna go Nidoking, but
Alright.
it just kind of depends.
Fifth is Zapdos.
My fifth was Dragonite.
And my last was Snorlax.
My last was Charizard.
So we pretty much picked the same. We really had a similar team. The only difference was like Cloyster and Blastoise
And
Gengar. Nidoking, and then Gengar and Mewtwo.
I went with Mewtwo because Psychic fucks with Ghost. And I knew you were gonna pick Gengar. I would have picked Gengar, but Gengar unfortunately is very easy to beat.
We'll see about that because we might have to set this up.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not very good at managing pit Pokemon in battle. It would be better if they were just like do their own shit, you know?
I'm the best.
I'm
the best.
Not
All right.
saying I couldn't beat you. I just I don't want to put myself through that.
Hey man, it's all right, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's alright. You're still my son in FIFA.
I don't know about that.
All right, let's do. I think we can knock out Gen 2 real quick. Easy.
Oh, hold on. Let's do the outro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to do it?
Bye, fuckers.
Yeah, guys, so we had a really good time ranking Pokemon here. Come back and tune in for the next
All
one.
right.